Who are you? Where are you from? And what do you do?
Okay, so my name's Elijah the Boy. I come from South Bronx, Hunts Point to be exact. I'm an artist, rapper. I do some singing, I do some rapping, do some melodies, and yeah, we just trying to keep doing music. I'm trying to make music that people relate to, but also have music that's fun, music that's just, I don't want to be in a box. I want to do different types of sounds, like whether it's singing here, rapping here, hype song here, love song here. I'm just trying to be diverse with this music stuff.
What does it mean to be from the Bronx?
I feel like just being from the Bronx is it's harder to make it out of there just because there's not many opportunities. You kind of have to find your own opportunities while you're there. Everybody wants to be somebody, and also when you chase something, people look at you like you crazy just because in that area, you don't see a lot of people make it out. You hear about it, like obviously the Fat Joes, the Cardi B's, and people like that, but not a lot of people have seen people themselves make it out. Like, oh, my homie just got lit, or my brother. So I feel like a lot of people get like they don't believe it when you do it. So you kind of have to extra prove yourself. You kind of have to be like, yo, I'm really chasing this. And when people put their opinions in, you kind of have to just stay focused in one lane. You know, it's different. It's like I wouldn't say it's impossible, but it's harder than most places, I would say.
Yeah. So the people like Fat Joe, Cardi, you mentioned A Boogie. You said they hear about it, but they don't see it. Like, how much of that? Because there's certain towns if somebody breaks from like a small town, or like, you know, I was out on Long Island one time, and it was like the town where Mariah Carey had an apartment. It's like that's the town's claim to fame, right?
Yeah.
It's a small town. What's the reality of that in the Bronx? Like, is it like a lot of people who are like, oh, I saw so and so, and they used to be here and there, or is it like, fam, it's New York. There's literally a million people up here, so that doesn't affect how we feel about our chances in this borough that much.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. I would say that people still take pride in when it don't matter if it's a big town, a small town, a lot of million people, 100 people. I feel like when it's people like to have claim to something. So when they see somebody make it somewhere, it don't matter where it is, they will be like, wow, this person's from here. That person's like, for example, I see people in my comments all the time like, oh, Hunts Point this, Hunts Point that, Bronx this, yo, you doing this, doing that. So it's like they just want to feel a part of something. But I would say, like, in the beginning, when you first starting to do that, it's kind of hard to get people to believe it. But like with everything, once you do something, people start tuning in. And then I feel like the support is there. The hate is there, but the support is there as well.
So what do you feel like you've done so far? Like, I see on your Instagram, you put out a song, you kind of rally your fans. I see you hit iTunes charts and stuff. Like, where are you at now in your career, if you had to describe it?
I would say I'm still figuring it out, but I don't like to like just when I accomplish stuff, whether it's like a sold out show or whether it's hitting iTunes charts top 10 or whether it's like just getting 1 million streams. I don't like to dwell in that moment because I know I want to be way further than that. But sometimes I will stop and be like, wow, like a year ago, I was hype about 10,000 views. You feel me? A year ago, I was hype with 2 people singing my song. So now it's like, wow, like I can see the growth. And the reason why I like my come up better than other people's, because my come up hasn't been overnight. It's been a journey, like for real. So it's like whether they're growing with me. It's like you see the fans. I get DMs every day where it's like people like, yo, I remember when you had 5,000 followers, or I remember when you did this, or I remember when you did that. So I feel like it's a different type of come up because they've grown with me. So they see every step that I take. So I would say that right now I'm still working. I'm always gonna be working, and I'm still trying to grow, develop relationships, do more music, and that's it. Like I just want growth, bro. That's what I feel like. I'm good. I feel like I've done a lot right now, but I'm not done yet. That's how I feel.
For sure. What can you take us through like some of the highlights that you're talking about that you can step back on, and specifically, you know, certain songs, certain shows, certain reactions where you kind of continue to get that reinforcement of like, okay, I'm on to something.
I remember I did a show in the Knitting Factory in Brooklyn, and I sold it out, and I just remember the reaction of the crowd. Like once I came out, it was like nothing but flashlights, screams. I see girls on people's shoulders. I see every song, and it's not just one song. You know, some artists, it's just one song that they specifically know. They know every single song that I do, and that's like important to me. That's like, yo, these people are like, they're relating to me. They feel a part of me. When fans started getting, this is one of my albums, it's called Mood Swings that I did in 2017. Fans tattoo this on them. You know, they tattoo something that's important to me and it becomes important to them. Stuff like that, like when I see stuff like that, or whether a fan comes up to me and starts crying. I did a meet and greet at Reebok, and 1,000 kids came in the middle of 14th Street. People couldn't even get inside. I had to go outside and show them love, you know, like stuff like that. That when I leave that place and I reflect, I'd be like, I just did that shit, you know, like I just did that, and I come from the Bronx where a lot of people don't do that. So it was just like, it's those moments. But then again, I think to myself, I'm not there yet. I still got a lot of growing to do, but it's just time, man. But moments like that, I appreciate it, yeah.
What are some of the joints that have done numbers? Like I've seen some of them, but if you could break it down for people, like you're touching, you know, a milli on things these days. Like what are your numbers like, and how in tune with that are you?
I'm pretty in tune. One of my songs that went crazy is a song called Make a Move. Another song that went crazy is a song called Can't Do This. Another song that went crazy. I did a Spanish song that went crazy. It was my first Spanish song. It hit the Latin charts like first day. Literally less than 10 hours, it hit the Latin charts. Just those type of moments, like they'll hit a mill. I did a 10 Toes freestyle that got like 5 million, almost 6 million on SoundCloud. So yeah, just those. When I see that, it's like, wow. Because there was a point in time, bro, where I will get hype off of 500 views, you know, and now it's like gradually growing. So yeah, those songs really did a lot for me, but I still got a lot more and a lot growing to do. So we got a lot more coming, a lot more M's to hit.
Of course. What is the Latin kind of like what are your thoughts? You did a song in Spanish. You see, you know, the Bad Bunny and all that type of stuff that's sort of like happening right now. Just do you, and also like people like to talk about this moment that's happening now, but you know, I remember being a kid watching TRL, and it was like summer '99. You had Enrique on and J Lo and like all, you know, Ricky Martin. All of that was happening, and just sort of like, what are your thoughts about like Latin culture's place in the overall culture, especially in a world where, you know, so much stuff people love to just say black, white, this and that, and I think now you're seeing these emerging markets like Rosalia. Like you look at these people, Americans may not even like heard of, like yet, and they got hundreds and hundreds of millions of views, and just like, you know, what's going on with that, and how do you feel like you potentially fit into that?
I personally feel like it's a beautiful thing. Like you see, like the VMAs, you had Bad Bunny, and you had J Balvin perform, and I don't think there was ever, I don't remember if there was ever Latin people performing at that, but like just seeing the growth like that, even on the charts, like if you look at the charts, you see Spanish artists right there with hip hop artists. Like I feel like I love when two cultures just get together and do something beautiful, and now you see them like as one. It's like the hip hop artists, you see them more trying to get a Spanish artist on the song, and you see the Spanish artist showing love to the hip hop artist. It's like, I love that. I love just seeing different types of culture come together and not like apart. And it means that there's more audience we introducing people to. Like you said, the Spanish people, since there's so many Latin countries, they do crazy numbers. So they got a lot of fans. And now they're introducing them to the hip hop community, and then the hip hop community is introducing the Spanish people, you know, it's vice versa. Me, I feel like I fit in because I do both. So I'm able to, and I'm from the Bronx, but I'm also Puerto Rican Ecuadorian. Feel me? I am Hispanic, so I could do both sides, and I could kind of, since it's already merging, that's a beautiful thing for me because I'm already both. So it's like I could fit in perfectly, I personally feel.
Did you have something you were going to say? Okay,
No,
sorry.
I'm just listening.
Yeah,
I'm just listening.
Good start earlier. So what are your thoughts and sort of like, and this is one thing that I think is unique to United Masters, and something that we kind of always ask artists that just may not come up other places, and we like to try to have some, you know, a unique perspective on things. and the business side. Like, you know, I know in your heart you're a creative, like artists are, and you know it's about the music and what you're writing and production, how it's going to connect with people. And I personally think it's great when that stays at the forefront for artists. But more and more, we're seeing people become like really self-aware about the deals, the labels, the business side of things, the percentages, the royalties, like all of that stuff. Just how do you feel about that side of it when you have to step out and say, okay, I can't just think about this song that I think is great, but how am I gonna market it and what's gonna happen, and if I release it here and there, just like strategy, business, all of that stuff. Like, what is that side of you know, your time as an artist like?
I feel like personally I'm very in tune with it. Like I know that when you drop a record, you can't just drop it. You gotta there has to be some type of marketing. Like there has to be like me, I understand Instagram very well. So I understand, like I went viral a couple times, but I knew, like I understand what they gravitate towards to. I understand what type of videos they gravitate towards to. I understand if you record a video like this, whether you actually getting recorded, the getting recorded gets more views than the video like this. Like, so I feel like all that is very important to be in tune with, because at the end of the day, yes, it's music, but to be a part of it is also a business. So you kind of have to be in tune, whether with royalties, with signing deals, with all of that. You kind of have to read and understand what you're getting yourself into, because it's not, unfortunately, it's not just music, bro. But you also want to be as creative as possible. So you kind of have to find a balance. How do I be myself with this music, but also figure out a way to please people, because at the end of the day, you're entertaining. So it's just being smart about both, but also remaining yourself. You gotta not lose your character. Like, just be you, and that's pretty much how I feel about that.
What's your creative process like? Like, how do you cook up? Do you write stuff down, or you know, kind of, a lot of people are moving away from that and just kind of going off the top with things, or, you know, are you involved in production? Just creative when it comes to making a song, how does it happen in your world?
And me, I would say I'm a different type of artist, just because I'm one of those artists that just hate big studios. I just don't like it, bro. Like, I have my own studio. I will sit there and record in a hotel. I will sit there and record in a bedroom. I will sit there and record anywhere, you know? But like, the big studios are just not my vibe. Me, I'm a writer, so I write my stuff down. Sometimes I will sing into the mic, whatever vibe comes. Like, usually the way I do my songs is I play the beat. The first word I say, if I like it, I'll freestyle the first word. If I like it, I'll keep that thought. I'll write that down, and then I'll build off that thought. And I'll just keep doing that until something sounds good. For example, my new single, Summer's Over, I put the beat on, and I recorded that in my mom's living room, bro, on her dining room table. You feel me? Like, I don't care where I record. And the first thing I said was Summer's Over, and the thought I had was, okay, summer's over, maybe it could be about a girl who didn't enjoy her summer because she was hungover on a guy. So, you know, it's just thoughts. And I try to make it as relatable as possible, but still not too preachy, where it's like fun, where they can feel the music, where they can actually be like, yo, I'm a part of it, there's a good vibe, but also, damn, he's saying some shit. You know, so I try to find a balance with both, and that's pretty much my creative process with it.
Yeah, that brings me to next point. Like, what do you feel like you're trying to say with your music? And I notice on Instagram, like, you do your freestyles, and you're always trying to me, from an outsider looking in, it seems like you're always trying to make a statement, or like you just have like this sense of purpose that really like shines through. And to hear it straight from you, like, what are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to say?
So recently, like, people, I had a fan hit me up, and they were telling me how, like, they don't know me, but they heard my song and they felt like I lived their life. So I love those moments. So when I do music, I try to strive for those moments, like where it's like, okay, what am I saying in this song? How is it gonna touch the people? How is it gonna relate to a person? Is it gonna help a person through depression? Like, cause when I first started making music, I didn't make it for that. I made it because it's just what I was feeling. I was in a relationship at the time that wasn't going well, and I just wanted to speak my truth, you know? But somewhere along the way, people started relating to it. It started becoming their truth, and it was like, wow, like I didn't even know I could do that. So along the way, I had to be conscious of that. Like, yo, what you say matters, and what you say, people are listening to you, and it's affecting them. So I had to take that and start really putting that into music. So now, when I make music, whether it's a fun song, whether it's a love song, whether it's a hype song, I try to give them a feeling. Like it has to be something that they feel and that they feel like, wow, this is helping me or this is taking me away from a place that I don't want to be in right now. So that's really what I strive for to do at that moment.
Man, you give us such good answers. I feel like a lot of stuff that I was gonna ask specifically, you're kind of like.
Ooh, can I say something?
Yeah.
So I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, right? And I was talking to them, and I was saying that, music is, to me, is like the purest thing. Like if we just study music and realize what it does to people, I've never seen something bring so many cultures together and they're not thinking about nothing. They're not thinking about color, they're not thinking about size, they're not thinking about nothing. Like you see these concerts, it be black, white, like Mexicans, Asians, everybody, but they're all cramped up together, jumping to music and enjoying that moment. I've never seen something that pure. So I feel like, with me, I feel like just tuning in on that, if we could capture that feeling and study more, how does this do it? Like, for example, there's people that don't even speak English and they will listen to English song and know exactly what they're saying, just off of feeling. So I just feel like music is like something that we just gotta keep like getting in depth with. And if we study that, I feel like music would change the world, bro. On some real shit.
I agree. I got like 2 questions left, really. One is, what have you learned? Like, you a year ago or 2 years ago that was happy to have however many views, and then you look up and you've like far surpassed that, but then I still got a lot more to do. Like,
yeah.
Just along the way with your journey, getting more attention and more success, but still like striving for more. What have you learned about yourself, about the music business, about the art and craft of making music? Like, what are things that would surprise Elijah of 5 years ago or 10 years ago, or even a month ago? Like, how do you feel like you're growing and changing as a person?
Well, something that I learned, because a lot of artists think, this is what I personally think, a lot of artists, especially these young kids, they go off of social media and they go off what they see on social media. They see one person get a popping song and the next month they got bust downs and all this, extra shit. I would tell myself, yo, it's not that easy, bro. It's not, you don't hit 1 million views and then you get on. It's not about that. A lot of this industry is due to connections. Like, and that's what I've had to learn. I used to beat myself up, like, yo, I'm doing numbers organically, I'm doing this organically, and then you see all these people doing that. I had to tell myself as a person, yo, just tune in on you, focus on you. Don't, like, sometimes you just gotta get off social media. Sometimes you just gotta step out yourself and be like, yo, tune in on everything you're doing and everything would align. But you have to stay completely focused on you. And I think I learned that along the way. Before, I used to focus on, how they're doing this, how they're doing that. And it's good to be in tune, but you gotta be way more in tune with yourself than everybody else. And that's what I would tell myself. And that's something I learned, yeah.
That's crazy. That actually makes me wanna bring up another point. And I'm glad you mentioned what you learned just now, because I would have been remiss if we walked out of here not getting this perspective from you. What is it really, really like when you start like, a lot of kids are gonna watch this who are doing 1,000 streams right now, and
Yeah.
they can't wait to get to 1 million. And we know with the way the percentages work and just the way the game works that, like, like you said, 1 million doesn't mean that you're on, but like, what does it mean? And I know you said, hey, like, I'm always like searching for more, but like at this moment, like, what does it mean on some like fans, on even like money, without like pocket watch and trying to get into details, but just like, if you start putting up multiple tracks that have millions of streams, then like, where are you at as an artist?
I think I think it means that you prove yourself right. You prove yourself that you're able to do something that you thought you wasn't able to do. Like, if you hit 1 million streams, you might not yet be on. But bro, you was excited about 1,000 streams a couple months ago. It means that you're on the right path. It means to keep going. It means that God has a plan for you. I feel like that's what it really means. Like, it just will encourage me, like, damn, if I did that, imagine what I can do next year. Or imagine where I will be in a couple years from now. I always tell people, yo, never give up, because if you've come so far, you giving up is you coming to the terms with that everything you did was for no reason. So I would not do that. Like, I would not do something and then be like, yo, I quit. Imagine I quit this right now, United Masters, I'm done doing music. Everything I did prior to this is like, yo, for nothing. That sucks way more than having to keep striving and keep doing music and keep working and failing and trying, failing and trying. I'd rather fail and keep trying than realize that I failed forever.
So what does it look like in terms of like making a living though? Like, can you
Definitely.
Do you get to a point with the streams, even if it's like, yeah, I'm not the biggest artist in the world, but like I don't need to have a job?
I haven't, to answer that, I haven't had a 9-to-5 job in 3 years, and I've been doing music for a long time. I've had a 9-to-5 job in 3 years. If you're smart and you figure out ways to make income, it's there with anybody. It's not music, it's with anything. If you figure out a way, I have an audience, how do I capitalize off this with still being humble and genuine? Like, you don't want to feel like you're using them for money. It's a business at the end of the day, like we discussed before. You just gotta be smart, make the right decisions, and you can definitely live off. If you keep doing 1 million streams, you could do a lot, bro. You could do a lot, and you can double it and keep growing. You just gotta be smart about it. It's all about, you know, studying this shit. Study it, figure out ways. Okay, like for example, this is my brand. I made merch. I put up the hoodies, they sold out. Just relating to the fans, feeling like they're a part of you, and using that and actually turning yourself into a business. And I feel like if you do that, you definitely could be straight. Now, if you're comfortable just doing that, then you're good. But if you want more, you just gotta keep working. It's all about just keep working, keep going. You'll get to where you want to get to eventually.
All right, so last question is, people always use this as the last question, but I think it's a good one for a reason. Just like, you know, what's next for you? What do you want to be, you know, known for? Like, I saw Summer's Over. I see that that's doing well.
Yeah.
So say someone, you know, watches this and they check out that track and they check out a few other tracks and they're like, okay, I'm into this guy. What can they expect from the future?
They could expect more music, different ways of being creative, telling more of my story. I still got a lot that people don't know about me, and over the years, I want them to grow with me. I want this to be a relationship. I want it to be like, over the years, you figure out who I am. I don't want you to get it right away. So just growing, putting out more content, and just, you know, figuring out ways to be a better artist, a better man, just all-around person. And that's what I want. I want my fans to grow with me, bro. I want to have this, I want the 16-year-old fan to still be my fan when they're 21. I just want them to be with me forever, and we can have this relationship forever, and we can ride this until the wheels fall off, bro. We gonna keep going. Like, that's just what I want from it. I just want to keep growing as an artist, keep making music. All I want to do for my whole life since I was 11 was make music. So that's always gonna be what you can expect from me. More music, always.
Great. Thank you so much.